left my boots and my faded jeans in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and swapped them for a coat and tie and someplace else to go. I had days that were laced with white lines on narrow blacktop roads, with honky-tonks around the game in drunken episodes.
Hey, brothers and sisters, saints and sinners, keepers of the night. It's me. We're going to do a Friday night. What does Shelley call him? Shelley called him a First Friday. And First Friday is the day that she spends with her badassery crew. And they go to dinner and they have wine and they talk business and planning and all kinds of cool stuff like that. She may show up later. I don't know what time she'll get home, but she may show up in the room later. So we are without her, but we do have Rudy the Rooster with us tonight. I'm going to start the front end of the show a little bit differently, because what I want to do is I want to read a couple of voicemails, and read a couple of emails and listen to a couple of voicemail, and then I want to point something out. Actually, I want to point several things out. So we'll start with that. I don't have a lot of emails tonight, so we're going to go to music, and then we're going to go to phone calls, because phone calls are fun. To you. She stripped me bare and read my heart like it was an open book. For those of you that aren't familiar, this is a song called She Played Memories. I wrote the lyrics. A woman by the name of Helen Lopez wrote the music, and this is her friend John Salazar singing it. By the stream and old grass beds we made love in, and dreamed our silly dreams. I drank her words like they were wine and looked into her eyes. She turned her head and walked away, made me realize the longest days and the darkest nights. Kiwi, it's not a story. It's the line that precedes the poem where he said he hid it somewhere in the mountains north of Santa Fe. If I kidnapped your cat, and I wrote you an email saying I hid your cat somewhere in the mountains north of Santa Fe, would you go looking in Wyoming? I got to tell you guys, I love the phone calls, even when they're crazy, I guess is the best way to describe it. All right, let's kick this baby off. We're going to play some music. I forgot what I selected tonight. Hang on, let me see what we're doing in terms of audio library. We are doing Jazz and Blues, Bright. Attribution not required. That means I can play it as many times as I want. How's that for the night? But before we do that, of course, we have to...
Housekeeping, you want towels?
Do a little housekeeping, because this is time to take out your towels and wrap them around your body. Make sure before you leave tonight, you like our video. YouTube likes it when you like our video. And Rudy the Rooster likes it when you like our video. And, of course, the magical treasure princess who isn't here tonight loves it when you like our video. Share it with your family, your friends, your neighbors, your business associates, the entirety of your social network so that we can grow the channel. Although we were about to hit 6,400 tonight. Let me see if that happened. Oops, wrong one. Hold on. Dashboard. Nope, 63.99. So we're close. We may be 6,400 by tomorrow morning, maybe. And of course, if you are not already a subscriber, this would be the ideal time to subscribe, because you would become subscriber number 7,000 in the pantheon of subscribers that admire AGK enough not only to subscribe but then to press that notifications bell, and that way each time we start a live stream or we put something up on our community page, you'll be immediately informed and, as the Treasure Princess likes to say, in the know. So that's about it for intros. I'm not going to do a big intro tonight. Here's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to play a voicemail, and I want you to be very patient with this voicemail. There's a reason I'm playing it first. Then I've got a couple of emails, and then I'm going to show you a screen, this one right here, and then I'm going to wait for them to pop in, okay? So let's see what happens. So this first one, now, all three of these people you may recall from Wednesday night's show. The first was Clifford Cummings, who claimed that he was snookered by his ex and that she absconded with the treasure. He did send me a picture of her holding a pill bottle, and underneath the table there was what he claimed was a gold nugget from the treasure chest. I had a hard time making that out. So Clifford says, there's so many more details I would love to elaborate on, possibly at a later date. I don't think she meant leave that nugget on the table when she sent that picture, maybe as a hint, but otherwise it was an accident. She didn't admit to having it until about 1.5 months later, at which point she advised me that I needed to get an attorney. Get in an attorney. Do not get in attorneys. They would be very offended should you do that. I can't afford an attorney right now. I was considering putting together a crowdfunding page. Ooh, I would love to see that page. Not because I want to fund it. I'd just like to see how you're going to explain all this. I was hoping she would come to the table without having to get an attorney involved. She keeps telling me that they're buying her house She keeps telling me that they're buying her house in Texas, and I think that she means Forrest included in the title. She means that Forrest included the title to his childhood home. If you listen to Forrest's latest interview, it sounds like he's hinting that it's already been found, even though he plainly states it's where he left it, which is contradictory. I'm thinking he's waiting for the finder to come forward with the title to his house, in case the first finder may not want to come forward so quickly and claim that it's found this search season, as she hinted. So I'm not sure about that last sentence. So here's the deal with that before I continue with the other ones. Here's the deal with that. The simple fact of the matter is there is no house on that property. The house that Forrest Fenn grew up in on the property in Temple, 1413 Main Street, the house was demolished in a fire twice, but after the second time they didn't build anything on it. You can actually see it on Google because the Google car has been past it, and all you see are the concrete steps that led up to the door. So there is no house there, and in addition to that, the property is actually owned by someone else. It is not owned by Forrest Fenn, so it would have been crazy for him to put the title to quote his house unquote in the treasure chest, because he hasn't owned it. He did not own it at the time he hid the treasure. It was long before that the property had been sold. All right. Yep. So that's one thing. Okay, but that's just one thing. We're going to continue here. So then I've got another email. This one is from Zach Gusky. And Zach, if you recall, was in the room kind of roostering around. We gave him a fair warning, but he didn't seem to take the lesson. I think somebody eventually had to toss him out. I think that was Christy. Christy, did you do that? He writes, even though I did not find the treasure, and a friend of mine did, I wanted to announce it even though you think I am wrong or insincere. I have been searching for so long, so many years. I suppose that I'm just glad someone found it. Over the years, I have met many people online searching for the treasure. I've talked to Dale. I've seen Forrest unanswered. I've sent Forrest unanswered emails. I know that you have heard it before that the treasure has been found, but this is different. The search is over. The treasure has been found. Here's what I know and what I can tell you. The treasure was found a few days ago, beginning of March 2020 in northern Colorado. This particular friend of mine has been boots on the ground to his chosen area several times. So the female that absconded, the ex-female that absconded with this person's treasure, this is a male that found the treasure. He hasn't absconded it. Let me read this. The particular friend of mine has been boots on the ground to his chosen area several times. I was actually going to join him this weekend, meaning the weekend that he went out for the search, but came down with a cold. You know what? I would not let the coronavirus stop me from going out and finding a treasure if I knew where it was. Anyway, that doesn't matter. My friend succeeded where countless others have failed. Apparently not. This person found the treasure too. He solved the clues, knew he was in the right area, and finally found the blaze and then found the treasure under 1 to 2 feet of water. Fenn said that the treasure is not in water. My friend, who I will not name or give any clues to their identity, has found the treasure, is actively attempting to reach Forrest, is in contact with lawyers, and I am told we will hear more in the coming weeks. I will answer any questions, but at this point in time, I'm only relaying the information from my friend. I would assume that in a few weeks we will indeed hear that the treasure has been found and that the hunt is over. Actually, we've already heard. We should hear this from Forrest or Dale or both. Heck, I'm even using my real name here. I have nothing to hide. I am just excited and wanted to share it as widely as possible. We don't need anyone getting hurt looking for a treasure that has already been found. So if you are a person who doesn't believe me, wants to search for the treasure, maybe give it a few weeks or just a couple of months so you don't end up putting yourself in any kind of dangerous situation. Thank you for your time. I've anonymously followed your channel for a long time. I've never had anything to add until today, just a few hours ago. Mark this day on your calendars. In my humble opinion, the treasure has been found. Signed, Zach. Thankfully, this particular email was virus-free, so I'm not going to get the corona. Okay, let me see. Christine, save us both a little trouble, and if you don't have a question, don't highlight AGK because I want to see if I want to make sure that I catch the questions. The honest questions, not just commentary. So you don't have to, if it's just a comment, you don't have to add the @ at Gypsy's Kiss. All right, so there's two people who claim that someone they are associated with has found the treasure. In one case, I don't know, Clifford didn't say where it had been found. In the other case, but Clifford said it was his ex, a female, used the name she gave us her name. And Zach said it was his male friend. He found it in Colorado. I suppose we need to find out where Clifford found his. And then, of course, we got the first voicemail and the call from our friend in Georgia, and he left another voicemail since, let's see, he left it this morning. So let's take a listen to that.
Hey, Toby, this is Barry Martin. I talked to you the other night. Well, I just got through watching the film and everything. The video before you called me the other night. I want to rephrase one question to you. I'd like for you to call me back. We'll talk on air, off air. Forget the question that Fenn come got the treasure. Forget that question. I'm going to tell you like this. Somebody has already found the treasure. I found the spot, and the treasure's gone. But will prove to you that I found the spot. Now, you proved to me that it was there. But, sir, this ain't argumentative. I wasn't screaming. It's just the way I talk. Call me, man.
All right. So I don't know. I don't know if we want to call him, but I do want to speak to him because so now I have a third person who claims that the treasure has been found. One who claims that it was absconded with by his ex. One who claims that was his best friend and he didn't take the trouble to go with him on the trip. And one who claims that it was found by somebody else. And my guess is none of these are co-located. Well, we know one of them is Colorado. I suppose we have to find out from this gentleman where the girlfriend found the treasure. And we have to find out from our friend in Georgia where the girlfriend found the treasure. And here's the point that I'm trying to make. The point that I'm trying to make is 3 people can't have found the treasure, right? That doesn't make any sense. Therefore, one has to conclude that these people are either being lied to by someone else, or have misinterpreted the situation, or that they are not. So I guess the hard part, I don't think they're lying. I think I think they're telling what they believe to be the truth. But the truth cannot be. The problem with the truth in this case is that there can't be 3 different treasures found by 3 different people. That's not what Forrest Fenn hid. In addition to that, and I'm going to share this with you guys. I may share it with them when I speak with them. So we're going to do a little screenshot here. On Mysterious Writings this weekend, as stated in all the chat rooms picked it up right away. Jenny posted a featured question with Forrest Fenn on brown trout, and it's published March 5th, 2020, which was yesterday. These calls were made on Wednesday, and I'm kind of wondering if Forrest, I can't believe he watches my show, but I can't, he made it a point to answer the question, and then he says, so the question is, Dear Forrest, searchers are saying that you said brown trout have nothing to do with the Homo brown. Is that correct? Signed, Sue. I don't know Sue. I do know a Sue, but she's not a searcher. Fenn responds, Sue, I did not say that. Period. And then the rest of the sentence, which he gives more space to, and the treasure is still where I hid it more than 10 years ago. So A, the treasure is still where he left it, and B, he hid it prior to March 2020. So he didn't hide it in the summer of 2010, unless he was just having a Fenn moment. Apparently, he claims that it's been there more than 10. It was hit it more than 10 years ago. So the implication of that is that he hit it in the summer of 2009. Not that that's going to get us anywhere near finding the treasure, but again, so to these 3 gentlemen, I would suggest to you that you're wrong. Whatever the story is, you're wrong. The treasure, Fenn says, is still where he left it, and we have more evidence of that to be true than we have of it not to be true, because none of you can produce the treasure. You can produce a story. A story is not the same as a treasure. Like the magical treasure princess. She's a treasure. Anyway, so I may call Mr. Atlanta so we can have this conversation, because I still want to know what's this all about. What the heck is, what's your goal in all this, So let's go listen to some music. Let's see. Oh my God, Zydeco Piano Party. No, I'm not gonna go with that. Let's go with Bill Higley. Better check my audio here. Now we do have some comments, some text messages. Let's see, text message number 1. It says, CJ from Ohio, restarting the hunt after 4 years away. Wow. Hi, just found your channel a couple of weeks ago. Love it. I have exclamation point times 3. I have a post-find question scenario. What ensures the finder will have clear title to the gold? Is it the special note for the finder that is inside the chest? Legal instructions? And how many idiots are going to file lawsuits and try to stake a claim for whatever reasons? How will the finder be protected from lawsuits? The finder cannot be protected from lawsuits unless the finder has a what do they call it? Sugar daddy. They'll have to fend off the lawsuits themselves, but there will be, I don't know, dozens, probably, because everybody's going to claim that you found it in there. That's why we advise you don't tell anyone where you found the treasure. You simply say you found it where Fenn hid it, and let them figure it out. Your title your entitlement is in the last line of the poem, which is in a published book written by Forrest Fenn, where he gives you title to the gold. That in itself is enough to that and its possession is enough for you to claim title to it and to do whatever you want with it. There is not going to be any debate about that from the court's perspective. There may be something in the olive jar that grants you title to the contents of the chest, but the simple fact of the matter is that would spoil it, because the olive jar could have been, the argument will be made that somebody else made the olive jar and then added to the chest when they found it, et cetera, et cetera. So there's lots of reasons it's probably not in the olive jar. If I was an attorney, and I'm not, nor do I play one on YouTube, I would use the words in the poem to indicate that Fenn was sane when he hid the treasure. He knew exactly what he's doing, and in the end, he grants title to the finder of the treasure. And in the first Lorraine Mills interview, she asks him who owns the title. Who owns the artifact? And his response was, in a very aggressive way, his response was the person with the title. He grants you the title. That should be all you need. But you can expect that you're going to have to deal with suits. Get a good lawyer. And then figure out how you're going to pay him. So this is from, I can't, that's a private one. Can't share that, can we? This is from John. So John Miller sent this one, and he writes, Toby and Shelley, package up today, a package, and we'll post it tomorrow. We read this on Wednesday. John, I wanted to let you know that we received the package today, and that it is amazingly full of stuff. And I'll take pictures of them over the weekend, and we'll show them on next week's show. And this is stuff that we're going to be adding to the treasure chest. The treasure chest is really filling up. It's going to have some really cool and valuable things in it, especially if it's hidden and it's out there for 100 years or so. Yeah. Thank you, John. That was very thoughtful. Anyway, John apparently went trout fishing today. He sent some pictures, and he says 29-degree weather doesn't keep the fishermen away from trying to land a steelhead. Too cold for me, but I get in the water. But I confess I cast it from shore for 3 hours. Hope your day was good, John. So thank you, John. Very thoughtful. To the finder, take a picture of the olive jar and bracelet on top of today's newspaper. That's what we strongly recommend if you have it, if you want us to believe you. I believe Clifford said on the phone that he and his ex solve was Lost Lake or Hidden Lake is what I think he said. Yeah. Well, I just want to know what state, because so far we have Colorado, and I'm not sure I recall what our friend in Atlanta said. So let me see. Hang on. Let me get, I'm going to save that page there. All right. So I think, let's call him back. What the heck do we have to lose here? Aside from our sanity. Before we make another music, see if he's up and around, because it's already 9:30 there. Let's see. Oh, I guess Brett got his photo. Paul Andres, special invite. Patricia, the Costa Rican searcher, and her significant other, Paul, here. We would like to share. Oh, Patricia Marine is opening her own studio in Santa Fe. How cool is that? When is it? We'll have to go to that. I know you have a show on Friday. Probably can't make it. Oh, good. Well, as soon as I get more information about that, I'll let you guys know what it is. And that way, if you want to go to her gallery opening, you're perfectly. Did we get to say we got a bunch of subscribers? Hang on. Let's see if we got. We made our numbers here. I said 7,000. I didn't mean 7,000. That was crazy. 6,400. So we did make 6,400 tonight. That was kind of cool. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking when I said 7,000. We had a long way to go to 7,000, another 600. But it's moving along pretty quickly recently for some reason. All right. Let's call Atlanta and see what he's got to say for himself. We'll keep it calm. His name is Barry. Barry. I say Atlanta, but he actually lives in Florida. He corrected me.
Hello?
Hey, Barry, it's Toby of Gypsy Kiss. You're on the air, brother.
Toby, how you doing, man?
I'm doing
glad you called back,
really well.
I'm glad you called back, man.
I'm glad that I could.
I didn't mean to. If you thought I was being rude the other day, I want to apologize to you.
There is no need, Barry, there's no need to apologize. I don't take any of this as rudeness. I take it as energetic and excitement and, there's a lot of other things besides rude that I would call it.
Well, you called me the other night, and I was already being asleep. I was half asleep.
Yeah.
But there is something that I would like to respond to, though. Whenever you asked me what I was doing, wanting coming out of this.
Yeah.
The biggest thing I could tell you is closure. I started this in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
I got me a couple of starting points, and yes, to do this right here, I don't think you're still going to believe everything I got to say, but listen to what I got to say.
All right, you go ahead. I'll give you the time that you need to.
I had a couple of starting places to start out at. You can get that from at home.
Yeah.
After that, it's boots on the ground.
Yeah.
You're not going no further than that. You're the one that put me out of Yellowstone.
Me?
So I got, yes, sir. And it made sense to me. It made sense.
All right.
So I got out of there. The way you got me out of there was, and I don't know if I ought to be saying it on the air or not, but you said it on the air, so I'm going to say it just like you did.
All right.
Where warm waters halt. That's where warm waters halt, is the edge of Yellowstone National Park.
The border of Yellowstone National Park. That's right.
Yeah, yes, sir. That is where warm waters halt.
All right.
And I can go on down through the thing if you want me to.
Well, no, I don't need to.
Look, I was saying this if you want me to. I'm not going to right now.
Right. So,
I just want to say a few other things.
All right, and then you have to give me a chance to ask you some questions. All right?
Yes, sir.
I'll listen to you if you let me ask you some
problem.
questions. All right, go.
Yes, sir. Well, once I got to this part, and I investigated a little bit further, and I got my starting point then. I got to my starting point. Well, when you get to your starting point, and you go down there, and just like Forrest says, you don't jump around in this thing.
Right.
You stay in sequence.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do this, and everything lines up so perfect, and until you're there with boots on the ground, and you walk through this, and you see it, there hasn't but 3 people witnessed it so far that I know of. I've got a container there now with my name and all in it, and I'm actually going to have my ashes put back there when I die.
Wow.
My wife's going back there to put my ashes there when I die is where she's going to put my ashes.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a container thing, I guess they call it geological thing there now. But when you do get to this spot, because I know you'll get to this spot later on, whether it's months from now, because you'll want to see it. You're too involved in this for you not to want to see this spot. I haven't listened to you every day. I've listened to you whenever I can. But I did listen tonight, and I heard about them other two things. No, there can't be no three people find the same thing. I'm not trying to say I found anything, sir. I'm telling you, I went on the hunt with all y'all. I enjoyed my life.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed everything about it. But, sir, I did figure this out, and I got there. I haven't said nothing to nobody since I left up there. Not really.
Mm-hmm.
Other than friends and stuff like this. I haven't been posting these pictures online. I think what Forrest is doing is great. I think what you're doing is great. When it comes to the part of everybody finding out where that spot is and they realize it, then all this stops. And I don't want it to. I want everybody to keep having fun. But on top of this, I'm looking for closure. I spent a lot of time and a lot of research, and I learned a lot. Throughout looking for this treasure, everybody's going to learn a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned a lot. And I didn't go out here acting crazy. The only reason I called the news people out there, I wanted to be on record that I found the spot.
Mm-hmm.
This is why they come out there. When they come out there, they both agreed. And one of them's a personal friend of Forrest Fenn's.
Mm-hmm.
He told me, Barry, you found it, dude. Now, whether y'all believe it or not, I'm not calling up here to get congratulations or anything. But yes, after we done found this spot, I'm still curious. You can't get off this spot because then you're outside every hint he gives. And one of the major hints that he gave me was once you get to your starting spot, you're within 200 to 500 feet of the treasure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you get outside that and you realize I'm outside the point. All this goes right into it. It is within 200 to 500 feet from the starting point.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing in any hint, any clue, any hint or any clue that he gives you fits perfectly in this spot in this area, sir. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to be funny with nobody. It's just I went on an adventure, and everybody likes to share their adventure. I see all kind of stories on here where people go on there and they print the stories of their adventure.
Yeah.
Well, sir, this is my adventure, and I did find this spot. I'll go to my grave knowing that this is the spot. Whether y'all don't find no treasure there, whether Forrest did not come back and retrieve the treasure, he might not have. But somebody come before I did and took that treasure and didn't tell nobody. They're the kind of person that says, no, I'm not telling nobody. And they took this treasure. But, sir, once you find this spot that I've got, it'll be out of your mind to even look anywhere. Because I can sit here and listen to everything everybody talks about on this, and I can knock it out of there with a hint or a clue. Nothing in my story you can knock out of it.
All right.
All this stuff, everybody talks, and they'll call in after this, and they'll say stuff.
All right. So
go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
No. I just want you to. I wanted to keep you from you repeating this. So, what do you say to the gentleman who claims that his friend found the treasure in Colorado? What do you say to him?
They won't find it, sir, because I was there in July of last year.
No. He says he's found it. He found it
Yes,
2 weeks ago.
I'm telling you, he couldn't have. I'm telling you right now, he couldn't have found it 2 weeks ago because I have the spot, sir. And once everybody knows this, and just like Chuck looked at it and the news lady looked at it, and they all said, Barry, you done it. It's here.
All right. So, okay. Again,
so he did not find it, sir.
Let's keep from...
You won't see it coming out.
I understand. Let's avoid repeating. So what do you say to the gentleman who claims that his girlfriend found it, has it, and is talking how to distribute it, how to monetize it with attorneys? What do you say to him? He didn't find it in Montana either.
I will tell them, come on out and let everybody know it, or time will tell. This is a story that will fade away. They
All right.
will fade away, and you won't hear nothing else from them, sir.
And I got one more that I'd like your opinion on. So yesterday on Mysterious Writings, you may have seen this before I called you. Yesterday being March 5th, there's a new quote from Forrest Fenn. It's called the featured question. He gave that featured question to Jenny Kyle of Mysterious Writing because she has impeccable credibility. And the question is, Dear Forrest, searchers are saying that you said brown trout have nothing to do with the home of Brown. Is that correct? And it's signed Sue. Fenn responds, Sue, I did not say that. And he puts a period. Then he follows with this phrase, and the treasure is still where I hid it more than 10 years ago, period. What do you say to Forrest Fenn?
No, it isn't, Forrest. You're a good man. I understand what you're doing. You don't want this hunt to stop, and I don't blame you. This is the same thing I told the news reporter. She said, why don't he tell everybody that it's not here no more if he knows it's there?
So I asked you this question.
He said he knows if it's gone.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm getting to it. Yes, sir.
Well, let me get there's still
gone.
there's another question. The other night I asked you a question, you never quite answered it. The question was, what then in all of this is your objective?
What is my objective in all this?
Yeah.
The true objective, I would really like for Forrest to say, dude, you done it. You found it.
And that's what you feel is going to be closure? Because
I know
you
he's
said
not going to, I know he's not going to do that. So I know he's not going to do that. But I would like somebody like you that's been involved in this to take this off, investigate it, and you see. Because it's there, sir. I'm telling you. Once you see it, you'll know. You will know from here, sir. I know Forrest ain't going to step out and say it. And where they come up the other night and said that, I heard somebody say, well, they're just calling Forrest a liar. No, sir, I'm not doing this. But I've got respect for that man. I've read a lot of stories about him and all this. I don't know what he's up to. I don't know if this is his personal stuff. It didn't make sense to me to have your personal stuff,
right,
and not just $1.5 million worth of gold to give away to somebody.
So let me interrupt again. You said that what you wanted in all of this was closure. Define closure. How are you going to get closure?
To let Forrest know some way, to let me know. We have emailed Forrest plenty of times throughout our adventure.
Forrest responded.
Yes, and
Forrest responded yesterday. He said, and the treasure is still where I hid it more than 10 years ago. I'm kind of concerned you're not getting the closure that you want.
No, sir. Not, and I expect this from him because he wants to keep it going. All this was shut down if he comes up and says it, sir. It really real. He don't want it to stop.
Well, I guess until someone comes up.
Let me finish this one part.
All right.
Let me finish this one part. If he takes that treasure, or had Dale to go out there and get it, or whatever, and that treasure's gone, this hunt continues. As long as he don't verify this was the whole, this hunt continues forever. Nobody will ever find it. Well, sir, I'm telling you right now, nobody will find this treasure because until you check this hole out, this is where it used to be.
I don't.
He's got ties there and everything.
Here's the thing. It's you that wants the closure. I don't need the closure. I'm perfectly willing to accept that the treasure hunt will go on. I don't need.
Well, don't you want hints to where the hole is? It could be.
No, I need evidence. A hole is not evidence. The absence of evidence is not evidence. A hole, and in the past year, I've seen 4 people.
You can't really go down this. You can't really go down this poem like you go down it and hit all these clues, every one of them, from the blaze and everything, to the home of Brown.
You've got to admit then, apparently,
everything is down pat, sir.
If your theory,
everything is right there.
If your theory is correct that someone beat you to it, you ended up in second place. You're not the only one to have figured this out.
Exactly. And this is what I'd like to know. Does everybody else see what I see? Because the other people that have seen it. This is it, dude.
Yeah. So here's the problem.
And this ain't just somebody. And this is somebody that's familiar with it. This is Chuck that sits on the board at the Cody Museum.
Yeah.
So
here's the problem with that strategy. It is in no one's best interest to agree with you. It's not in Forrest's best interest, right? Because it's not Forrest's best interest, because the treasure hunt goes on, and it's not in my best interest because I'm looking for the treasure, right?
And sir,
so until
you can believe me or not, you can believe me or not, but let me.
Here's when I will believe you.
Let you go.
Here's when I'll believe you, when you have evidence.
I know.
When you contact the gentleman or the lady that found the treasure, and they give you a picture of said treasure or a piece from said treasure on a contemporary.
You're not going to get that.
That's
I'm 61 years old, sir. I'm mature. I don't play these games. I'm mature. I realize it. I realize what people are and ain't going to do. And it's hard to sell you what I'm trying to sell you, sir. It really is. But when you go to what I done and the effort I went through, and from that, the reactions that I've got from Forrest after this, we have emailed Forrest since 2014, all the way up to where we went. Mm-hmm. He's answered us every time with replies. Mm-hmm. He's a nice guy. I found a spot and I sent him a picture. Boom. No reply. He has gotten silent. Chuck told me, he said, Barry, I know him very well. I'll get a hold to him. This is the man from the museum that was out there with me on the film. Uh-huh. If you go to Forrest Film's thing, you can watch the film where I was on there. Well, see, way back then, I told him, I'm going to come find this treasure. I just wanted to know that I could figure this out. I just wanted to figure this poem out. That's what I wanted to do.
All right.
And I actually emailed him and told him, Forrest, I'm going to find this treasure, and I'm going to bring it back to you.
Barry?
Now, I told him on email.
Barry?
Yes, sir.
Barry. I've given you more time than I've given most other people.
All right. Well, hey,
we're starting to repeat
what I wanted to say.
We're both repeating ourselves now. I think it's time for us.
No, I wasn't repeating. I was telling you something different here about Forrest Fenn.
Nonetheless.
The reply to the emails.
Nonetheless, we have to end this call for tonight, all right?
No problem.
All right. You have a good evening.
All right. If you ever want to know the hole, you just let me know, and I'll tell you where it is.
I will.
Because if you want hints, you put me on track, I'll put you at the hole, and once you see the hole, you'll realize it. You have a nice day, Toby.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Oof, Latino. Text message from Ken in Oklahoma regarding the Homer Brown not being associated with any structure, and the follow-up about whether that applies to all 9 clues. Forrest gave an ambiguous answer. Yes, he did. Seems to me that can't be true since even a road is a structure. And yeah, I think that's the conclusion everybody's coming to, Ken. If you're looking for structures, I would suggest that none of them have the kind of longevity that's necessary to make this treasure hunt go 1,000 years. Cumbia. Sarah rocks. Sarah rocks. I don't care if I'm a star except for you and Brad. That's who I care. That's who I care. Cumbia. All right, brothers and sisters. I think that is. I had one more email. So maybe we'll hear from Clifford and Zach and see what their thoughts are on the matter. Ryland Ard says, I just watched your video as to why Fenn's gold hasn't been found yet. Currently, I'm on his trail. I've tracked down a 10-year-old trail and have covered my tracks through the mountains. Fenn's gold is close to being found. It wasn't hard to find his tracks, and the blaze this year will be the year the gold is recovered. A hint to Fenn, quote, a metal fence will always rust in the sun and rain, but a wooden fence will never rust. It will only rot and break. But the ultimate fence can withstand it all until the very end, unquote. Looking forward to finalizing this hunt soon. Let's see. J.K. Pioneer, I think there was a point at which he didn't to begin with, but then he made the 7%er comment based on the emails that he was getting, and he concluded that that at least 7% of the people that he was communicating with were what you call crackpots. I don't think he referred to them as crackpots. But I saw an interesting bit of research today that indicates that 28% of Americans, more than a quarter of Americans, suffer from some form of I don't want to call it a mental disability, but suffer from some form of medicatable mental stress. That's a lot of Americans. And sometimes it takes a very small trigger to set them off. And if I had been looking for a treasure for, 7 years, and I was counting on finding it, and then I get there and I imagine myself that somebody beat me to it, I guess that would be that kind of trigger that would launch you into that kind of frustration and exasperation and all the things that I think the gentleman is experiencing. I can't criticize him. I can correct him. It doesn't sound like he wants to be corrected because in these kinds of situations, the person that you're trying to help doesn't want to be helped. They want to be who they are, and that's okay. I want to be who I am, which is a cool Forrest Fenn treasure hunter with a great, really cute partner. Isn't she adorable? I miss her on nights like this. I really do miss her. Little Rudy Rooster is sitting here, and it makes me think of her, and because she makes me laugh. Everything makes me. She says things that just make me laugh. Ooh, Gypsy Dance. Let's play that one. So if you want to reach out, make sure you get noticed. Send a text message to 202-815-1171. I'll pick it up here. And I just got one. By the way, I need to catch up on my super chat. There were several of them while I was on that call, and I can't. The MTP here, I don't pick it up. 3D Bronze is $1.99. Work hard for my money, but please hang up. I can't. It's just hard. Whoa! I don't know what happened there. I turned off the music. What happened? I switched the channel here. What? Oh, God, I changed the whole... All right, I got to do this over now. I have to pick the genre. I didn't particularly like that jazz genre. Let's go to country. Now let's go to rock. Let's go to rock, and we'll call it... let's see, romantic rock. That should be damned interesting. Let's go there. Duration as long as you want. Oh, there aren't a lot of them. Attribution not required. Let's see what we got here. Romantic rock, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how this fits or not. John Wayne Bobbitt, how are you doing tonight? What do you got to say for yourself, brother?
Nothing. I'm driving down 40 West, heading through Amarillo, Texas.
Amarillo, one of my favorite towns. You're going to stop for one of those 72-ounce steaks?
I want to, but it's getting kind of late, so I don't know. I'm not really that hungry.
Yeah,
I had a couple hot dogs.
Yeah. So you're carrying a load there?
I'm gonna do something.
You're taking a load someplace?
No, I'm in a pickup truck. It's a rental. It's one of those new Ram 1500s.
Nice. Why are you driving a Ram 1500 on I-40? Sounds like eastbound?
They're going to do some treasure hunt.
Ah, interesting. So wait a minute. You're westbound then. You're headed for your search area?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
This area. Yeah.
Yeah. You've told us all that you're searching where?
Oh, Colorado.
Right.
Brown Mountain.
Yeah, Brown Mountain in Colorado.
Rainbow
Yeah.
Rainbow Route.
So
Rainbow Trail. Brown Route.
wait a minute. I need to give somebody else some credit for a super chat that they got through because I missed him. Oh, there it is. Alan K. $4.99. You're a saint for helping so many lost searchers. Cheers, Toby. Okay, so how can we help you, John?
Oh, just telling you what I'm doing.
Hey, it's cool.
I kind of got laid off. So
Oh, from the trucking, the truck driving?
yeah.
What happened?
Oh, they wanted to put a young teen couple in the truck route.
Ooh, oh.
So, but I got a good reference and all that. And I was, the truck driving, you get into another truck real easy,
Yeah, yeah.
So it's no big deal. And I got to go back to Vegas, take care of some business.
Why are you driving a rental truck? What's wrong with your Jeep?
Well, it's at home
Oh.
in Vegas.
Oh, I see. So you got laid off while you were on a route, and you had to rent a truck to get home? Oh, I see.
Yeah, it was Denton, Ohio. Denton, Texas.
Are you going to go anywhere near Pagosa Springs?
I'll be in Albuquerque pretty soon.
Oh, you will? Tonight? Yeah, oh, yeah, if you're in Amarillo.
Yeah.
I'll be sound asleep when you show up there. And then you're going to head north from there?
Yeah, well, I think I can get the treasure chest.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And then you're going to go straight back to Vegas with it?
Well, I found the Blvd
Yeah.
finally.
Yeah.
So I believe it's the Blvd.
Yeah.
Can I describe it to you?
The Blaze? Yeah. Heck yes. I want to know what it is.
It's I would say a work of art.
A work of art made by nature or made by a human?
I would say ancient, Native American Indians.
Native American.
Indians, yeah.
Well, Native American Indian, that's redundant. Native Americans, go ahead. And what is it?
It's Indians. It's I think it's like kind of like a lady. It's more like an Indian. Kind of like it's like 100 feet tall by 100 feet wide, and it's got gold, purple, black, and it looks like a lady with a halo or a golden halo.
Native Americans.
You can see it.
So halos are very Catholic. Only their saints have halos.
No, it seems like a halo around her head, but it's I don't know what it is. It's like a headdress.
And this was man-made, or, person-made? I don't mean to be misogynistic. Man-made or nature?
It's kind of like it's similar to the Mount Rushmore,
Oh.
the way it's sculptured into the mountain.
100 feet tall and 100 feet wide.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like something you could miss very easily.
You can miss it if you're walking, heavy loads water high. You can miss it. And you're right. You're right about if you've been wise. If you've been wise and found the Blvd. Remember what you said?
Yeah.
about the three wise men.
Yeah.
Yeah. The end is every drawing nigh. It is. It's up on the left, and you got to look to the north, and that's where it is. And it's a beautiful, beautiful work of art.
So, are you going to be putting yourself at some risk with the snow that the mountains the mountains of Colorado have been receiving recently?
Nope. I already checked the webcam.
Oh, did you? So there's a
There's a webcam in the area. Yeah.
Oh, how convenient.
There's a really nice, crystal clear, freshwater fly fishing lake there
Yeah.
for rainbow and brown trout.
What's the name of the lake? Do you happen to know?
Oh, wow. You want me to tell you that?
No, I want to go fishing. I don't want to go looking for treasure. I always look for fishing spots.
If I told you that, you'd go right to the treasure.
What? I wouldn't do that, John. Besides, you're there already.
You go right there?
I'm nice and comfy here in my house doing a show. I got an hour to go. Then I'm going to go tuck myself in and read a novel and go to sleep. So I'm not going to challenge you for this. You need to bring it back here so I can take pictures.
I need to tell you where it is on Google Earth.
Well, not until after you find it. Because what I want to do is after you've done that and you tell me where it is, I'm going to go up there and take pictures of the hole.
It's beautiful. This. I think that's why it's so special to Forrest, because it's art. You know?
Yeah.
Beautiful piece of work.
Well, you would, I guess,
you would definitely agree with me when you see it.
that it's a
You would
piece.
say, "Holy shit!" Yeah, that's where it is, because it's so hot. It's big, but you look at it and look quickly down. There you go.
Yeah.
There it is. Big spot.
Well, I don't curse, so I would say something like, "The Lord be praised." It was like I said it was.
But you know, it's I measured on Google Earth around approximately 100 feet.
Oh, so this is an object you've seen on Google Earth, but not in person. Is that correct?
No, but you can zoom in and out on it. The object stays the same.
Really?
Colors.
Could I do that? Or is it just
The sculptured in color.
you?
Yeah, you can actually see it clearly on Google Earth.
Really? But you'd have to tell me where.
Sort of.
You would have to tell me where.
It's 100 feet by 100 feet.
Someplace in
You gotta get
Colorado, near a lake in Colorado.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I thought you were going to get on Google Earth and try to see this image.
No, I
I
wouldn't.
mean, I see a lot of images. Like Rex Nye has a lot of he's a geologist.
Yeah,
Takes a lot of pictures of hiking trails up there.
yeah,
And if you see his stuff, he's got a lot of good stuff on his YouTube. You know, and he posts. He goes on a hike and posts his new video up pretty much every week.
yeah.
You know, where he's been, rock formations, petroglyphs, all this neat stuff he takes photographs of. But he's never taken a picture of this.
Yeah.
It's secluded. It's hidden. And he probably would have walked right by it and wouldn't even know because it's so big.
Mm-hmm.
No one would. You can walk right by it and not even see it.
So the MTP just came into the room. She says, "Hello, John Wayne Bobbitt," or John Bobbitt. She knows your voice. Apparently.
Uh-oh. Is Shelley Carney?
Yeah, Shelley Carney.
The princess.
The princess. She can hear what you're saying, so maybe you ought to say hi to her or something.
Hey, princess, how you doing?
So I thought you were going to send me something for my treasure chest. What happened?
There's a lot of guys I know that wish she was single.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a comment.
No. I understand completely. I've got to sit next to her twice, 2 or 3, well, considering the number of shows, 6 times a week. And then we work 2 other nights a week. So, yeah, I can imagine how there are people out there, gentlemen out there who would
her experience,
love.
knowledge, beauty.
Yeah. She's got it all. Huh? And she can sing.
I mean, you can't get any better than that, really.
Yeah.
Or,
And she's
you know,
always
a woman.
and she's always got ideas that we have to do. We have to implement. That's why we got a new business coming up here.
So what if a to go to get this treasure chest this weekend. What do I do? Bring it to your house?
Yeah, just come on down to my house. We'll take pictures. We'll make an announcement. We'll let Forrest know, and you can go up and visit him afterwards. And I'm sure he'd be happy to see you if you have the treasure.
Will you help me monetize it?
Absolutely. Can I take maybe 10% if I monetize it for you?
What about Shelley?
Well, we split. We're partners, so we split everything. Whatever I get is half hers.
Because there's a exclusive interview, and then that's we got to deal with that.
Yeah, no. Here's the money. The money's in the money's in the treasure. You're going to get all those friends of yours that call up after every media event. They're going to call you, and they're going to want interviews. You want to monetize those. Just tell them to call your agent. I'll quit all this other crap and just become your agent.
Yeah, because you got to set up a party for all the searchers.
Yep.
To meet.
Yep.
All that stuff. And
yeah.
They go on a tour.
So, and it depends what kind of money you want. If you want money that comes in, that rolls in right away, and you can go on with the rest of your life, that's one way. There's a couple of other ways where you could generate recurring revenue for literally the rest of your life. So, depends what you want.
Well, the clues of my phone is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
From start to finish, it's pretty amazing.
Well, just do me a favor. Can you tell me where and how your warm waters halt? I'm always curious about that one.
Well, the girl from India can decipher the first two clues. That means she could speak Indian. You guys were on the right track a long time ago, but you got off track.
Wait a minute. The girl from India doesn't speak Indian. She speaks Hindu.
India.
Yeah,
Hindu,
little girl in India speaks Hindu. What does that have to do with the treasure hidden in America?
Well, I think that she realizes that that there are certain words that aren't English in the Rocky Mountains.
That
got translated.
Well, yeah, but they're not Hindu.
Well, they're Indian. Well, there's one, like Uncompahgre is the one.
Well, yeah, no, but that's Ute Indian. Maybe that's Ute.
Uncompahgre is where warm water's all.
Oh, okay, all right. So you're going to trust.
At the top of the mountain, and it splits.
You're gonna take the word of the Ute tribe on this. Is that correct?
Well, it's hot water springs. Uncompahgre means hot.
Yeah.
Pa means water.
Yeah.
So Uncompahgre, but there's Uncompahgre Peak, Uncompahgre National Forest. There's Uncompahgre River.
Mm.
But it starts. There's a starting point, just like the Rio Grande.
Mm-hmm.
It's a starting point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Starting point for the Uncompahgre River is right behind Brown Mountain.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds like you're on to something, and I look forward to hearing from you. I figure you should have this by tomorrow afternoon, don't you think?
Well, let me finish. There's a lake called Lake Como up on top of the mountain. That's the headwaters for Lake Uncompahgre.
Wait, did you say...
It flows 75 miles north to the Gunnison River.
Yeah.
But on the other side of the lake, there's a dry water that's also Uncompahgre. It only flows sometimes only a tenth of a mile.
Yeah.
Depends on the season.
Moisture in the season.
So
I want
that dry riverbed fill up. The sun will melt. The sun will warm the water up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it'll halt at the lake, and then at the other side of the lake, it continues.
So
look at it.
I need to ask one question. Can I go back 3 sentences? Did you say Lake Como?
Lake Como, yeah.
Are you saying Homo or Como? Does it start with an H?
Como.
Oh, Como. All right.
C as in cat.
Yeah, thank you.
Como. C as in cat.
Right.
Lake Como. Yeah.
Lake or Como in Spanish is how?
Uncompahgre.
So it's How Lake.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll like this lake that is in Forrest Fenn's favorite spot.
Yeah. Good fishing up there.
It's good for fly fishing.
Yeah, that's all I care about. I don't care about no stinking treasure. I care about the fly fishing.
Yeah. I've been watching you for a long time, Toby.
Yeah, I know you have, brother. I've known you're out there. You let us know early on that you were a fan.
I've been keeping track of everybody.
So you need to keep an eye on that Christy and Mike. They've got plans, man.
They're going up to Wyoming.
Yeah, you don't think it's there?
No.
So have you listened to the past couple of shows? What do you think about this guy that said his girlfriend found it, but she didn't tell him? What about that guy?
Well, you got to fill me in on it. I don't know.
Oh, you haven't been listening? So 3 people, just tonight, 3 people have found the treasure. One in Florida, and unfortunately he got there after somebody had removed it. One in northern Colorado, and his friend found it, but he's talking to lawyers. And then one, I don't know where this third guy, but his girlfriend slipped him a roofie or something, and left and went and got the treasure and didn't cut him in on the deal.
Well, Ben said it's still there, still where he hit it. Over 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's why I tried to tell them that, but they didn't seem to believe me.
Well, everybody's been saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Like me, I think I'm getting close. I go up there and they, I don't know, but I'm still in my same spot.
Yeah. I think that's important too. I think staying, committing to a spot.
I'll go up there and I'll see this beautiful work of art. I'll take pictures of it, and the treasure might not be there.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe it will.
All right. Well, I need you to drive safe. I'm starting to worry about you. It's late at night, and I want you to drive safely and get to Colorado. Are you stopping someplace tonight?
Yeah, I'm driving safe. I'm maintaining my speed and my speed.
No, but I mean, are you stopping to get some rest tonight?
No.
Why not?
I'm a little up on coffee.
Oh, okay. All right. So, you should be there by by tomorrow morning sometime. Yeah. All right.
I'm in Amarillo, so how far is Amarillo from Albuquerque?
440 miles.
No.
Yeah?
No way.
Yeah, you got to get across all of New Mexico. New Mexico's a big state. We're a huge state. I don't know. It's 440 miles. Here, hang on.
I think it's only a couple hundred. I think it's half that distance.
Hang on. If you're going to argue with me now, I have to go to Google Maps because of that. Okay, so we want to go to Albuquerque. And we want directions to Amarillo.
Am I off air? Am I off the air?
No. You're on the air. Everybody's listening to our conversation, so you better keep it interesting here, brother. You better say some cool stuff about where you're putting this truck, where you're hiding this. Amarillo to Albuquerque, 288 miles via I-40 West. Now you can make it longer if you want to go. Boy, why would anybody do that? Go through Clovis and 4 hours and 15 minutes to Albuquerque, and then where's the next place? Where do you want to go from there? Lake Como,
Colorado.
Well, yeah, but I can't say Lake Como.
Yeah. So Otto Mears was the one that built the $1 Million Highway.
Yeah. So that will take you another. Oh, okay. So the total trip is 500 from Amarillo to Lake Como through Albuquerque is 8 hours and 29 minutes, 8.5 hours, 514 miles. That will put you there at 8 would, let's see, that would be 8 is 16.
Let's talk about something really interesting.
I thought we were talking about something interesting.
Okay, here's a question. Why hasn't anybody asked Forrest if they can see the blaze from Google Earth?
Why hasn't
they asked him about the treasure, but they didn't ask him about the blaze?
Oh, okay.
See the blaze from Google Earth?
So why hasn't anybody asked him that?
The treasure is different.
Oh, I know that, but why hasn't? What is your opinion on the matter of why no one has asked him if you can see the blaze from Google Earth? Why hasn't anybody asked him that?
Yeah, why? I mean, they asked him where the treasure. Like, can you see the treasure from Google Earth?
Oh, so that's. You're asking a rhetorical question. You don't actually have an answer to that question. It's rhetorical. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying has anybody ever asked them that? And was there a response to, can you see the blaze from Google Earth?
I don't.
You can't see the treasure chest because it doesn't go down far enough. He said.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's
What about-
ever asked him that.
What about there you go. So can you see the blaze?
Wait a minute. What do you mean? There you go. What does that mean? There you go. Why do you think nobody has asked him that?
I don't know.
Oh, well,
That would have been an important question, though.
well, yeah. Well, it's too late now because you're going to have the treasure by tomorrow afternoon. So, I guess it's irrelevant. I guess I could write him an email and say, "Can you see the blaze from Google Earth?" But he doesn't.
Well, I could see the blaze from Google Earth.
He's not going to. Okay. I'm going to go back to my map. I'm going to go back to my Lake Como. Oh, hey, you're at Blanca Peak. You ought to be careful in that area. There's crazy people searching.
Hurricane Pass.
All right. So I'm zooming in.
Hurricane.
Zooming in. What am I looking for? Where's the blaze here? I'm going to share this with folks so everybody can go before you get there. Here. So there's Lake Como.
Where?
I got Lake Como. Where is it? Where is it?
We'll zoom in on the Uncompahgre River so you can see where it's it's on each side of the lake.
Okay, Uncompahgre. I don't think
You can zoom in on the river
there's
where it splits.
Holbrook. Wow, there's even a road up there, huh? So
There's roads.
it's one of those really interesting
Well,
forest roads.
it's not too far, but too far to walk. You can take the ride down. You want to hike all the way down, hike all the way up to the 50-pound box.
So I don't have Uncompahgre. I've got Holbrook Creek.
You sure you're in the right area?
I'm at Lake Como. Right there.
The Rocky Mountains? COMO?
What am I, an amateur here? I know what I'm looking at. There's Lake Como in Colorado near Blanca Peak, which I strongly recommend you don't go any place near. Twin Peaks, Ellingwood Point. Is there more than one Lake Como?
COMO.
Yeah, I got it. I'm looking at it. So is the rest of the room. I'm sharing this with the rest of the room. Little Bear Peak, does that sound familiar?
No.
Hey, there's a Tobin. All right, let me see if I can find the Uncompahgre. Hang on just a sec. Let me clear all these.
Uncompahgre River, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Oh, I got it erased. Uncompahgre. P-A-H-G-R-E. River. Okay, there's the Uncompahgre National Forest. So let's get from there, directions from there to... Okay, I'm starting to lose my audience here. You better give me something good. They're dropping like flies.
Are they?
Yeah. Okay, it is...
Crystal.
Somehow not Lake Como, Italy.
How about Brown Mountain?
Hang on just a sec.
See Brown?
It just sent me all the way to Italy. Apparently there's a Lake Como in Italy too.
Oh, you don't want to be in Italy. There's Lake Como in Italy too.
Okay, it's 4 hours and 19 minutes from Lake Como to the Uncompahgre River. 214 miles. We're not talking about the same place. Okay, I'm going to stop now because I'm losing my audience. Hold on, let me check my...
Lose your audience.
Oh, they are dropping like flies, brother. You're not giving us enough detail here. All right, do this. Go get the treasure, and then call me when you get it, and we'll come and announce it. Because I'm going to do a show tomorrow night anyway, so you can just be on my show.
Okay.
And we'll do a Church of the Search. The last you can be on the final installment of AGK's Church of the Search, and I can go on with the rest of my life.
Hendricks Gulch.
Hendrick Gulch.
Hendricks. Hendricks Gulch.
Oh, Hendricks Gulch. Okay, this is the last one. I'm going
Zoom
to
in on that.
Hendricks Gulch. Hendricks Gulch. Okay, got that. It's on the $1 Million Highway, apparently. There's Hendricks Gulch. What's
zoom
that?
in and zoom in on that gulch.
Okay, I'm zooming in on the gulch. Got it. Yeah, and
Tell me
oh,
what you see in the gulch.
hold on a second. I'm going to get the little guy and put him on there, and he can tell me. Okay, there is the gulch. Good go gulch. Nothing. It looks like a Colorado gulch, and there's a car coming my way, so I got to get out of the way here.
Kind of like a half mile up the gulch.
Half mile up the gulch.
Yeah. That's what he said. He would walk from his car half a mile.
Is this where you think the 100-foot long, high and wide blaze is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. You can see it.
I am well.
Right there in front of you.
So it's right above Hendricks Gulch. Is it that thing that looks kind of like looks like somebody hanging on a cross? Maybe. What is that? That there.
Zoom in on it.
Oh, that's I'm zoomed in.
Zoom in.
Okay, hang on. Yeah. Let me see if I can move.
It's a beautiful lady.
Okay.
Looks like Shelley.
Don't even start with that. You're just trying to get on my good side right there. Okay, I think I've got what you've got. All right.
It's a portrait. It's a beautiful work of art.
All right.
That would be the thing.
All right. Well, go get that treasure, and then go get the treasure.
Where is that? It's below Brown Mountain, right? Is it below Homa Brown? Where's
Mountain.
Crystal Lake? That's right in the park.
Right, there's
Ironton Park. Crystal Lake.
Below Abrams Mountain. Let's see. Hayden.
Brown Mountain. Well, look at Brown Mountain. It's right next door to the right of Abrams. Well, on top of the mountain, you'll see Brown Mountain. Capital B.
I know.
Capital B, Brown Mountain.
Of course, it's a proper name, so it's going to be capitalized. Okay, so when you get to a stopping point, send me some geographic coordinates, because I'm just wandering around Colorado here, and as much as I like Colorado and I have friends there, I'm not going to wander around. So send me some.
Okay, well,
We'll
keep this on the down. Keep this on the down low. You know?
How can I keep this on the low? There's 250 people listening to us have this conversation.
Well, that's why they call it the thrill of the chase. No one's going to beat me.
All right.
No one's going to beat me there, because I'm over there anyways.
Yeah. All right, John Wayne Bobbitt.
Then go ahead.
No, your time. I've given you twice as much as I've given anybody else tonight. Oh my God, we're going on a half hour. I'm just entertaining you right now, so you can. But
what if it's there, Toby?
Well, if it's there.
What if it's actually there?
If
Homa
it's
Brown and the Blaze.
Yes, if it's there, come. I'll tell you what I'll do. If it's there, you bring it back, and I will give you a great big bear hug, because now I can go on. Now I can go on with the rest of my life.
Well, there's the Rainbow Route there.
Yeah, the $1 Million Mile.
Right where the Blaze is.
Yeah.
That's where the Rainbow Route ends.
All right.
It used to be a turnabout right there.
And by the way, you still owe me an entry fee into the World Series of Poker.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's coming up here.
What are we going to do with this treasure?
All right.
What are we going to do with the treasure?
We're going to monetize it first, and then we can make it. Well, you can't do anything with the damn treasure except admire it, let Fenn poke at it for a little while. You got to monetize.
I'm already famous.
You got to liquidate it.
That's going to be a huge advantage.
Unless you want to just put it in your house and admire it. There's only one way. You want to monetize it as quickly as possible. Get it out of your life.
Yeah, we want to
monetize. Yeah. Maybe let a Russian oligarch. Nobody's going to screw with them, or a Saudi oil prince. Nobody's going to screw with them. Yeah. Let them own it and decide what to do with it. You just walk away happy with a bunch of money, cash in the bank.
Will we put it in the safety deposit box?
The treasure chest?
Yeah.
No, we'll just keep it at my house until we get it to New York.
Oh, really? Wow.
No, we're not going to do that. No.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, I'm just teasing. No, we'll put it in a safe deposit box. We're going to have to find a bigger bank, though, because most of the banks around here don't have safe deposit boxes that big.
Well,
hey,
Gulch is
I got to go on. I got to go on with this show.
First School Gulch is too far to walk.
You are still not paying attention to me. I have to go on with this show. The show must go on. All right? So
I'll give you some.
call me tomorrow. Call me tomorrow after you get the treasure. Is there cell phone service up there, or is it backwater?
Not really.
Yeah. See, you're going to have to get down to to civilization before you call me.
By the way,
Yeah.
that thing, that blaze is at 10,200 feet.
Oh, then I feel sorry for you. Because
That's 10,200 feet.
that's too high. That's too high for the treasure based on the Younis theory of treasure altitude.
Oh. Nope. Well, everybody, why would he say 10,200 feet?
Well,
Everybody has that question.
I'll tell you what, let's make a gentleman's bet right now.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the bet. You want to make a gentleman's bet?
Gentlemen's bet. What's that?
I bet you that the treasure is not there because of that altitude that you just gave me.
Oh.
You want to bet?
Yeah.
Here's what I'll bet you. I'll bet you the entry fee into the World Series of Poker.
Okay.
All right? If you find the treasure,
No
if you find the treasure, I buy you in. If you don't find the treasure, you buy me in.
I'm going to end up buying you in anyways.
All right. Let me go to my other fans out here. They're screaming for me in the room to pay attention to them. Oh,
All right, go talk to them.
all right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Ay, que vida con el John Wayne Bobbitt, no? All right. So first of all, I want to share something with you guys. Let me see if I got it now. Did I set it? All right. So Brett S. Super Chat. Brett, thank you. He says, Toby, did you get the picture of where I put the picture? Was made for me. That was made for me. Thank you. Brett won the picture of the bronze jar from the Rennell Jacobson's drawing, and he put it right next to this model, the ship model. And if I remember correctly, his father made that. And then that's his gun case back there. It looks like he has some interesting weaponry. Brett, why don't you confirm whether or not your father made that? Now, I think there was another super chat that I missed completely. It's already off the page. So I apologize to whomever that was. Maybe somebody can remind me who that was so I can say thank you. Okay. All right. Let's go back to full screen here. And I got some text messages while we were doing that. So let's see what we got here. Ken in Oklahoma. Let's see. Have you or Shelley thought of asking listeners for their thrill of the chase hints from the book? I would be willing to do so. People, we don't ask for them. I think there's, not that they're offended, but I think people are concerned that when we ask them for things like their hints and stuff like that, they think we're try to say, I don't think everybody thinks that, but it's better for us not to ask. If you'd care to share them, just call in and share them. We let our friend from, John Wayne Bobbitt did, the guy from Florida, Barry did. Ken in Oklahoma again, do you put much stock in Forrest saying in jest the treasure is southwest of Toledo? I'm sure he is aware that rules out Yellowstone. Yes, and I don't think he said southwest, did he? I thought he said just west. And Toby, Sherry from Pennsylvania, who's not a school teacher. So I, for one, have no clue where the treasure is, but why do you think so many people are claiming it's been found? What do you think they're hoping to get out of that? Sherry, I think sometimes it's just there's a bit of so when people develop a habit, they incorporate that. So Sherry, you're not listening anyway. It's text. So Goodell Khan, thank you for that $9.99 super chat. If Shelley was here, she would sing you the $10 super chat song, but I can't sing worth a dang. Worth a dang, I tell you. Sherry, so your question, Sherry from Pennsylvania. So I, for one, have no clue. Blah, 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 blah. Why do you think you're claiming it? I think it's a way to relieve the anxiety of not finding the treasure. I think it's easier to say, my friend found it. of the three people that we talked about tonight, in one case it was the girlfriend that found it. In another case, it was the male friend. I don't mean boyfriend that found it. And the last case was somebody that found it that wasn't him. So in none of those cases have any of those searchers, and although I guess they're not really searchers, didn't find the treasure. So I'm kind of feeling like it's a way to say I can give up on this now. Somebody found it. I happen to know them. I'm going to sue them, or they're going to sue me. But I think it's just a way of relieving themselves of the stress of the treasure hunt. That's the only reason I could think of. We do get people that pop up every once in a while that say they're going to go get the treasure, but I don't think we've had anyone in a long time say that they found the treasure. They find holes, and they find that their best friend got the treasure before they did, or ran away with it. I mean, nobody ever has none of these people, I don't mean guys, I didn't mean that disrespectfully. They never have the treasure. It's always someplace else. By the way, if John has not driven the $1 Million Highway in the winter, please tell him to be careful. I think he has driven it because John seems to spend a lot of time up there. Last year, he went up there. Let's see, a bunch of glass of forks and spoons, paper plates. I have some food in the house. And Peanuts got his hot dog. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a mistake, brother. You sent that to the wrong place. Okay, no text messages. Let me check and make sure there's some voicemails. I've actually been trying to open up the phone lines here for a while. I thought I did open them. So, are the phone lines open? Yeah, phone lines are open. 202-815-1171. Call me. Let's talk about something. In the meantime, I'm going to play some music. So, MTP, are you still out there? Nobody's found it. Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think the problem is that nobody's found it, and you need to find a way to relieve yourself of the stress of not looking for it anymore. And a Gypsy's Kiss. Has there ever been a female rooster? Well, we had. I don't know if they're necessarily roosters, but each year in spring we start making the rooster roster. And it's almost equally divided between men and women. They're not crowing as much as some of the roosters. When for example, Zach came in last week, he was pretty crowing. So when you get on the rooster roster, we don't think of that as being, a rooster. But I don't. Shelley, is that yes for that? Is that yes? We've had female roosters. I don't remember. Shelley will remember. I don't. I just think they're just on the, like Christine Kenzie said she was going to fight. I think you did K-Pro last year. Didn't you get on the rooster roster too? Cynthia just doesn't do it. She says not. Rudy. So thank you for that, GoodellCon. Man, what a day. What a day. Females hate roosters. And roosters are males, Always when I was growing up on the ranch, we had roosters around. Hey, it's 3D Bronze calling. Hey, 3D Bronze, what are you up to?
Oh, man. Hey, Toby, how's it going?
You thought I didn't learn my lesson after 2 times, huh?
I feel so special, man. How many people can say Toby has my number saved?
Well, of course I have your number. You send us gifts. You send us gifts all the time. I have.
Yeah, I gotta send you some more.
Anytime, we'll promote it.
You never send me pictures. I mean, so
I can't. I still. Every time I get off, I promise myself I'm going to do it, and then I don't know what to do anymore. So, but
I know. It's like me mowing my lawn. I'm like,
yeah,
I'll do it tomorrow.
You know what? One of my favorite things to do on Saturdays is when in season is mow my lawn. I love mowing my lawn.
Yeah, well, it's in Portland. It's not ideal for mowing your lawn right now.
Yeah,
but maybe in a couple months or something.
Yeah,
but I don't want to waste too much time. I just wanted to ask your opinion on one of these Forrest Fenn quotes, like I tend to do pretty often.
Yeah.
There's a question he was asked, and it says, "Do you think that someone who is sure about the location of the home of Brown could reverse engineer where warm waters halt?" And Forrest responds, "Thanks for the question, Ben. If you're sure about the location of home of Brown, why are you concerned about where warm waters halt?
Yeah.
But to answer your question, sure, you could. And a few searchers might throw in some gas money for a percentage of the take. Good luck, F. Now, do you think that he could be insinuating there that you can drive to the home of Brown?
Oh,
If he's saying that sure you could, and a few searchers might throw in some gas money for a percentage of the take?
I think he says that with a confidence that until you find the home of Brown, the warm waters halt, you got nothing. The likelihood, I think that's why he's saying it with such gusto, right? And then makes the joke.
Yeah.
I think
It's
he
just
knows.
such a long answer to the question, so I just figured, maybe
Which is what a person would do
he's
if they
kinda
didn't want to
hinting at
answer the
that.
question. I mean, imagine if all he said was yes or no. He can't do that. He can't
Right.
do yes or no because either way, it gives you or that person or anyone else who reads that more information than he feels like you're entitled to. Right?
Right.
He doesn't want to give you any more information than he put in the poem. So if he answers that question directly, yes or no, he just gave you more information than he feels like you're entitled to. If he plays with it and chortles at it the way he does, then he doesn't have to worry about it. He rarely gives answers that help us with the treasure. I still feel like he believes it's all in the poem and that there's nothing he's going to do or say that's going to change the statement that he makes. It's all in the poem.
I agree. I just think it's fun to throw around these ideas.
No. It
I
is.
don't want to take up any more time.
It's fun, but I think you always have to do it in the context of, he's not going to give us any more information than he has already to get us closer to the treasure. He might give us information that prevents us from making the mistake of searching in Idaho, but he's not going to give us any more information that helps us finding the treasure. And he's done that. He's done that a couple of times. I mean, he did it with the gentleman from Yellowstone. He wrote the box, right? He wrote that, what do you call it? Scrapbook. I was in Yellowstone Canyon once, scared the hell out of me. I haven't been back since. Right?
Right.
That's not going to help us find the treasure, but it's going to help people from not dying.
Right. And it's funny because there's some things that are just, to him, they're so obvious, right? Like when he pretty much told everybody that it wasn't in Idaho or Utah, he says, yeah, I've told people it's not in Idaho or Utah, but he basically says that was obvious. And so I think it's funny. To me, and I know a lot of people will hate on me for this, but that's how I feel about Colorado. It seems kind of obvious that it's not in Colorado, but
right.
I don't know. I know a lot of people.
Well, until it's found, none of us can say it isn't in Colorado.
Right.
But I did get my copy of The Secret today. I was going to bring it in, but I left it outside.
Oh, okay.
I did get my copy of The Secret today, and what I'm going to do is I know which of the poems were selected in the photograph and the image, the painting that was selected to find the one in Boston.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to make a video walking through everybody. Here's the clue, and here's what the clue represented. And
okay, cool.
And there's no specialized knowledge. You just have to walk around until you find it.
Yeah.
And
let me ask you something. Have you been to Yellowstone during the winter season when the roads are groomed but they're closed except to snowmobile?
No, the only time that I've been up there is during the fall. It did snow.
Yeah,
it did snow one of the days that we were there, but it was one of those light, melty snows.
Yeah, well, just something, because I used to think that it was inside Yellowstone Park, and I mean, it could be right inside the gate, I think, but I don't think it's practical. Just something I was thinking of. It's not really practical that to think that the treasure could be inside the park if you've ever been there during the winter and done the snowmobiling or the taking the buses through, because Forrest has said that he thinks the chest could be, if you know where it's at, it could be retrieved any time of year, basically. And if you've gone there in the winter, you know that even if it's right off of one of the main roads there, you can't get to that place. I mean, you'd have to, even if you took a snowmobile, I mean, walking with the treasure in the snow and then riding a snowmobile 20 miles, it's just like, it's not practical that
Right.
it would be in the park and you can retrieve it during any time of year.
Yeah.
But just my 2 cents.
No, that's fair.
It's up in that area somewhere, but
it could very well be there, but the odds of it, if you just look at it rationally, the odds of it, well, it's the same as any place else.
yeah.
Right.
I hope Alan K doesn't send me any hate mail over that one, but I still think it's in that area up there, like around.
Does he know how to get?
I just don't think it. Yeah, well, I mean, he's if anybody's gonna find it, if it's in Yellowstone Park, I mean, it's probably gonna be him or LR or one of those guys.
Yeah.
Who are just, they're definitely braving in the wood. I mean, I was listening to Alan K talk about going through, then crossing the river and getting busted by the Rangers. It's pretty cool. But anyway, I'm going to get off the line a little early here. But thanks so much for doing this show, even without the MTP.
I know.
And I will send you guys some stuff here really soon.
We look forward to it. We'll share it with the viewers.
All right. Thanks.
All right, sir. Thanks for calling in, 3D.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. 3D Bronze, ladies and gentlemen, at 3dbronze.com. Go check out his website. He's got some pretty cool stuff. They're all search related. All search related. So, phone lines are open. We got enough time for a couple more calls, depending. I'm kind of disappointed we don't have any more text message. Let's take the text message. Ken in Oklahoma. Toby watched River runs through it. Amazing parallels, except Forrest is last man standing while Brad Pitt is not. Hey, it's GoodellCon. Hey, Eugene, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Fair to Midland. I'm staying out of trouble.
Yeah, I'm looking for trouble.
Well, why don't you give all these
searchers
searchers that are listening some good GoodellCon advice?
Not a good time to go to Cody. I was in Cody this week. Spent 5 days there, and it was very windy, cold. They're digging up the main street. I don't know what they're doing, but they got most of the shops are closed. So I just but I went there on another excursion to talk to some people there. And
yeah.
actually,
In the museum?
Yeah, at the museum. And I also met a young lady that I went to high school with.
Wow.
And we sat down and had a beer at the Irma.
So are there, the last time I was there, more than half of the restaurants were closed because they didn't have working staff. Everybody had left. The staff had left for summer, after summer.
Oh, yeah. I think that is the case, too. I was there wasn't very much open.
Yeah.
So I guess right now they're they're taking the opportunity to replace the road or do some work on the road and on the sidewalks as well. So, there was maybe a gallery, a few, shops. My favorite restaurants were closed. So, but there's a good mom and pop restaurant out going towards Yellowstone.
Yeah.
That was really good. It was very cheap. And I asked them, the prices change when summer comes along. Says, no, just the cost of living. So,
yeah.
So I ate there, ate at Granny's. It's always very cheap to eat there too. So.
Yeah.
But,
Well, we did a couple of restaurants while we were there. The big one, the family steakhouse, was just too packed. It was going to be an hour and 15 minutes wait. And then there were a couple of others that were just closed, one of the barbecue places. But we went to a real good Mexican place. It was real good. She was actually from California. I can't remember. Shelley will remember it. I don't remember. But the lady that ran it was very nice. She was from California, went to Cody to open a Mexican restaurant, had a lot of success, and then kind of moved her family out there to help her run the business. So, like, her grandpa was serving us drinks, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I did eat there. I didn't. It was okay.
Kind of it's a kind of open seating, very down home. Not fancy, but
right.
But the food was great.
I think it was called Michael's.
Was it?
Does that ring a
That
bell?
kind of sounds familiar. That actually is because my
Yeah,
my middle name is Michael, and maybe that's why we went.
Yeah.
Shelley's in the room. Let me see if she can remember. I think
Yeah,
you're right.
I
Right
stopped
there.
I stopped there for dinner one of the nights. I think it was Tuesday night.
Yeah, kind of a dirt parking lot. It wasn't even a paved parking lot. It was just
Right.
kind of drive through the mud.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Right.
Yeah, pretty good place.
And so, yeah, they were from California. I talked to the young lady there, and they've been in I don't know how long.
It was like 5 years.
Yeah. So the food was okay. It wasn't.
Yeah.
There's another place
Yeah.
downtown called Zapatas. That was closed. That's my favorite place to go.
But they're closed
And
because they told us everybody said that they were closed because they don't have enough people for staff to staff them. You know, no waiters, no bus people, no cooks.
Right.
You know, they all head out at the summer,
Yeah.
which just surprised me. You know, I mean, it's a great
Yeah.
place for getting a job in winter.
Yeah.
Shelley says,
and they are concerned.
Shelley says it was Michael's. Yeah.
Yeah, and they are concerned that the tourist season might slow down because of the coronavirus, and so
Yeah.
So they're trying to figure this all out right now. They're already starting having meetings.
It's already affected
how
the airline industry in a noticeable way. You know, several of the airlines, I think it was Southwest, that announced today it was cutting the number of flights. Lufthansa, which is the biggest airline in the world, is cutting its flights by half now. So it's affecting.
And so even the museum, I went to the museum for 3 days.
Yeah.
And I don't think there were more than 5 cars in the parking lot.
Wow.
Yeah. One day I think it was just me.
Well, that's great. Get
And
one of those electric chairs and just scoot around, man. With nobody there.
I saw those there. And they're opening up a new exhibit right as you go into the museum on the right.
Yeah.
It's about saddles.
Oh.
And they're opening up a little section right there about saddles.
Oh, cool. Wow.
And where the kids can also interact with the saddle making.
So did somebody make a big donation for saddles, or did they just pick up on the idea, or is it a temporary exhibit?
Nobody was there to tell me hardly anything.
Yeah.
I was like, I needed, find some information. And by the time one of the ladies got back to me 3 days later, the morning I was leaving, she says she finally sent me an email, and so I said, I'm heading out of town. So
where did you stay?
But I stayed at the Ivy Restaurant.
No, we stayed at the Cody. I think it's called the Cody.
Yeah, I stay at the Ivy. It's a really nice place.
It's a nice little town. It's one of those museums that I'd like to go back. It's not something you can do in one day. You really do have to get a multi-day pass to get it to enjoy it all. And then you have to decide.
Oh, yeah.
The day that we were there, we just kind of each decided what we wanted to see. And we went through the Buffalo Bill arm, and we went and saw the cabin because, the what's his name? TP.
Forrest Fenn donated.
The one that Fenn donated, TP Smoke. What's his name? Joseph Sharp. And then I wanted to see. They have a significant part of that museum is dedicated to firearms, and I just wanted. I'm a big fan, and I wanted to see what they had. I literally did not get to see all of that, and we were there a day.
Yeah.
And that was
actually they redid it.
Are you kidding?
They spent $12 million redoing that.
Wow.
And it looks pretty cool. It looks really nice.
Well, it was amazing when I saw it. And I kept telling myself if I ever wrote, and they have a firearms library down below it, and I kept telling myself if I ever do a book on, not that I will, but if the Holy Ghost ever comes over me and makes me do a book, I want to do it on firearms, and I want to go and do all my research there. Joseph Sharp,
Well, it's really set up nice right now, and It's really, really.
It is definitely a museum I would like to go back to, and it's also a nice area
Yeah.
for some trout fishing. I mean, it would make a good 1 week stay. How long were you there?
I got there Sunday night and I left Thursday morning.
Yeah.
And so it was. I go there a couple times a year. I always like looking at the new, what they're doing to the museum.
Yeah.
And
is Cody near your search area? Didn't you have something in that area?
I use it as a reference.
Yeah.
And so, but I enjoy going into the Whitney Gallery. I really like the there's a few things that's moved around in there, and then the Plains Indian Museum, that hasn't changed too much.
Yeah.
And of course the Buffalo Bill Museum, it moves around a little bit here and there, but
yeah,
it really hasn't they haven't really done too much to it. It's kind of stagnant. It's almost like they even took out part of the displays in it.
And didn't they have a cowboy museum there, or am I thinking Oklahoma?
That's Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, yeah.
And then they got the Draper Museum, but I didn't go up into the Draper this time. And so, and I wanted to get a few gifts for the family when I was there. But
yeah.
They had the gift shop closed. They had everything taken out of it and torn out. They're doing a lot of remodeling right now.
Yeah.
But
I bought a last when we were there that time. We got tickets for the Corvette, and there was a turquoise squash blossom necklace that they were giving away. But there was this beautiful restored Corvette.
They have another one. It's like a turquoise blue. I don't think it's a Corvette. I can't remember what it was.
Turquoise blue and it's a restoration.
Yeah.
Thunderbirds Thunderbirds had turquoise blue.
It might be a T-bird.
Yeah.
It might be a T-bird. And so they also have a squash blossom there. Of course, they also have a raffle for a rifle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well.
When I was there, I bought a belt buckle, a turquoise and silver belt buckle. That's actually I'm probably going to end up raffling it or selling it on eBay because it's just too big. I mean, it's huge. It looks funny. It looks like it's too big for me. I'm not that big a guy.
There's a belt buckle that I saw in the display case in the gift shop.
Well, what's crazy is we have enough.
The size of Forrest's belt buckle.
Yeah, we have enough.
But that thing costs $900.
Right. We have enough silver makers down, makers down here in Santa Fe and Albuquerque that there's no reason for me to go all the way to Cody to buy something. I'm probably paid more than I should have anyway.
Yeah, and so my friend that I met there in Cody, she said that, or school friend, she said that I need to go to the Japanese internment camp they have north of Cody.
Oh, really?
And she said that's really a cool place to go check out.
Did they keep it in place?
They kept it in place, and there's a big museum there. I didn't even know about it.
Well, so here's what's interesting. Santa Fe had one, and when I was growing up, I used to hear about it because my father had served in World War II, and after the war, they turned the internment camp into housing for returning veterans. And my father didn't need it. He had a house, and but he used to have friends that he would go visit there. And I have pictures of me in a little metal push car Jeep in front of those buildings. And they were internment camps. They kept them for housing just long enough for the veterans to get back on their feet. But I would have been, let's see, I was probably 5 or 6. So that would have been the mid-50s. And then after that, after the veterans had moved out, like it was temporary housing until they got settled, After the veterans moved out, they tore them down. And so it's interesting that that they still keep them in Cody, and they've turned them into a museum.
Yeah, I gotta go check it out next time I'm there. I don't know too much about the Japanese internment camps, but I'd like to know a little bit about the history of that. Check it out.
Yeah, Yeah.
So,
That will be fun.
well, sir,
All right, sir.
I thank you for taking my call.
My pleasure, as
we'll
always.
catch you on the next ride.
We look forward to it.
All right, sir.
You have a good evening, Gene. So text message from 330, this is the year to go to Yellowstone, not full of crowded tourists. Yeah, I don't imagine there's going to be a lot of Chinese tourists there this year. Let's see, 775, did he take pictures of the spot? Nobody ever has any kind of pictures. You know what? I imagine they do. I can't believe somebody go there. By the way, this would be a good time for me to talk about Pocket. Oh, you know what I'm going to do, guys? I am going to share some pictures with you. I used, what you calls it, Pocket, blah, blah, blah. Wait. Oh, Sherry from Pennsylvania. I never do get her message read. Let's see. John is never. Hi, Toby. Sherry from Pennsylvania. One last time tonight. So you probably know a lot about maps and things. So what do you think the chances are the spot I'm searching exactly matches some coordinates I came up with separately? In other words, I came up with coordinates entirely separate from the poem and realized the coordinates put me exactly where I'm already searching is followed by the poem. Wouldn't that be 1 in a million type of thing, seeing as how many latitudes and longitude lines there are in the world? Well, there's one every minute, right? So I think it's possible, but not probable. How's that for a nice neutral answer? Okay, phone lines are, oh, no, I can't do that. Sorry. Let me turn these phone lines off, brothers and sisters, because I got to get going, and I want you to see one more thing before I go. All right. So, Springfield, no offense, but you can call back tomorrow night. We'll have a longer show. All right. So what I did want to show you is I did the, here, I'm going to put this aside for now so you don't have to take a look at that. So I did a sample collection. I don't know whether I mentioned to you, but I collected couple of samples in Las Vegas when I was there in Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area. And I was trying to update, Mike had made some changes to Pocket Field Notes, and I was attempting to update it, and I messed up the update, so I deleted all my data. So I had to go and do it one more time using Pocket Field Notes, and here's the conclusion I've come to. This is the best application for anybody spending time in the field that I've ever seen, and I've used a lot of these applications. So Pocket Field Notes was designed, Mike designed it for my needs in the World Sand Project, but the more and more I use this, I realize that it can be used by anyone who's spending time in the field. So once you hit the menu, you get the main menu, you can go back to the main menu, and this is all based on projects, and projects are folders, and within folders you have notes. So it's real easy to understand. I have 2 folders right now. One is for my bike, because I document all my travels on my bike so I can keep track of how it's progressing. I report to the Facebook page kind of what I'm doing, but that's where I collect all the data. So that's the folder. That's the Electric XP Bike folder. And then there's a World Sand Project folder. And what you can do with this is you can open the folder by saying view. You can edit the name, so I could give it a different name if I wanted to, or you could delete the folder, all right? So if I want to add a project, I click on Add Project, and in the project, I can add notes. So when I was in Las Vegas, there were 2 notes, one for Red Rock Canyon and one for Calico Canyon. Then they were the 2 samples that I collected, and those are the ones that I accidentally deleted. So I went out to a place nearby the Rio Grande this last week, and that's the date, March 2nd. And I made a collection. When you click on, so after you give it a name, editing is you edit the name. So I just give it the date and a number 1 through 99, depending on the sample that I'm collecting. But if I want to see it, the minute that I add this name to it, it automatically updates everything by collecting the location of where I'm at, the latitude, the longitude, the elevation, the date, and the time. And the change that I asked Mike to make to require the date is he had the date in the traditional American format of 03, month, day, year, and the scientific community, the field community, uses the year, month, day format. So he changed it. It even tells me what day it is. And then I can start adding pictures. Now I can edit the description, so I added it after I made this shot, this screenshot. I added a description to it, but you can edit the description, you can add pictures, you can delete the project note, or you can see it in an email. But here, once you click on View Map, it actually takes that latitude, longitude, and altitude and places you on the map. That's this red one I made, and that was a sample I gave at the Arroyo de la Barranca. That Barranca on Google Map is spelled wrong. There's 2 R's in Barranca, and it depends where you are. If you're down in the bottom, it's a canyon. If you're up at the top, it's the hillside. But it shows me right away and gives me that information. Then if I go back and I start adding pictures, I can add as many pictures as I want. You just say add picture, you take the photograph, it asks you if you want to use that photo or retake it, and you can keep adding that. But then after you take pictures, one of the kind of cool thing that you do is you can, here, let me go back so you can see it. Right here, you can see email, and it packages up all that information. Oh, I have to open up another page, hang on. Give me 1 second here. So that's email. So, all right, that opens it there. So you can email it, and in the folder there, if you buy this product, it already has a folder called World Sand Project, and if you put a sand project in there, you can make as many of these folders as you want, but if you put it in there, it automatically populates the email address to worldsandproject@gmail.com. It sends all the data with it, project name, note name, et cetera, et cetera. It has the map link. It has the direction. There's the description that I added that you didn't see there. And then it goes to World Sand Project. And when I receive it at World Sand Project, it looks like this. It has all the same information. I can click on this and open it on Google Maps, right? Right here, it doesn't have the satellite view. That's the street view. So I can do the satellite view. And I'm right there again. And then it also includes all the photographs that I took. So here's the sample itself, and then the area in which I collected the sample. It's not as pretty at this time of the year because it's all dry, but I wanted to make this photograph, and I took some additional pictures. You know, there's the Rio Grande. I was standing up above the Rio Grande slightly. Sandia Mountains looking pretty good and pretty. And the river and the Sandia Mountains in the background. So this is about 10 minutes from where I live, so it was very convenient to get there. But I'm really impressed with how Mike put this project together. And as I said, those are the photos that I took with the camera. It stores them all, and then you just email them to yourself or anyone else. You know, if you're in the field for your school or something like that, or your geology company or your whatever it is, and you want to document it. So although the Fenn Treasure project that Mike did has its own purposes because it adds the poem, it has some resources. If you're out in the field and you just want to collect information about where you are in the field, and remember, this is all on the app is on your iPhone. It doesn't go up into the cloud. You can collect all that information about where you're searching or where you're fishing. I mean, I can use it for rock hounding, sand collecting, geology, bike riding, fishing, and I can document all of those in one place, and then I can send it to my email, so I have that data to myself. So the product is $1.99. I'm going to strongly recommend you go to your app store, whether it's iPhone or Google. You can actually buy it on Amazon and take a look at it. It's one of the better products that I've seen in this category. It really is darned good at what it does. I'm very impressed with it, as you can tell. So here we are.
I left my boots and my faded jeans in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
How many of you have left your boots and faded jeans in Santa Fe, New Mexico? Swapped them for a coat and tie and someplace else to go. I did that. But thanks for joining me tonight. I will be on tomorrow night with the Church of the Search starting at 7 p.m. So join me then for some adult conversation, adult beverage, and maybe some adult fun. Although it can't be too adult because then I'll lose my monetization. And who knows how long that would go. We're at 4 hours for the last one, so maybe we can go to 5 hours this time. What the heck? If everybody sticks through it, what can I say? I'll just stay that long. Did I turn my audio off here? Oh, I turned that one off. To play the... So, anyway, join me tonight. I hope you had as much fun tonight as I did. It was a lot less, I don't know, not crazy tonight. Although that guy from Florida he does get fired up, doesn't he? So it's kind of fun. We can listen to them and keep moving forward because, you know, we enjoy what we're doing. We're talking about treasure hunts and stuff like that. So, and we got roosters. Oops, that's the tail end of the rooster. There's the front end of the rooster. And next Wednesday and Friday, the MTP will be back with me, so we'll have even more fun then. But again, I'm doing a show tomorrow night, Saturday, Church of the Search, so I look forward to all you saints and sinners to join me so we can have a good time, all right? Until then, stay out of trouble.
Took me back to you.